So, yeah. Hello, welcome to stream. It's gonna be... It's case 4, and it's gonna be a bit more of... Well, this is gonna be the courtroom stuff for this episode, right? The trial, yeah. Let's go. We already know that he didn't... Matanga didn't kill Juan Corrida, but at the same time he's not completely innocent either, because the killer has some connection to him from what we can see. Well done. March 22nd, 9:47 AM, District Court, Defendant Lobby number 3. Adrian did it. That's what it looks like. Dude, no way. The woman couldn't do anything like that. In court today, there will be a mountain of evidence that will implicate you. Mountain of evidence? I'm certain there's someone out there trying very hard to pin this whole thing on you. Please, Mr. Lawyer. Dude, like I said yesterday, I'm refreshing like spring breeze, alright. I can't let any sort of scandal ruin that. I understand. Well, it's almost time. Ah, you. Well, it's almost time. Mia. You must get a complete acquittal today. I know, but I can't focus on Maya's situation right now. Or Pearl's either. No matter what, I have to focus on winning this case by the end of the day. Indeed. Well, let's get going. Ah, already? Huh. It's him. This is right.
Good morning. This is it, Mr. Attorney. The day of the trial.
Maya, she's unharmed, right?
Well, when I checked on her earlier this morning, you seemed a bit, what would you say, tired. Don't worry. People don't die that easily. And besides, what we really should be concentrating on is winning today's trial.
Then you shouldn't have called.
For my sake, as well as yours, you must win today's trial. Which is why I sent you a little present this morning.
Present? Why in the world would you want to give me?
You'll figure it out once the trial starts. And even if you don't like my gift, I expect you to graciously accept it and win the day's contest. If you please.
Wait. Kidnapper sent me a present. Mr. Lawyer, dude. What's that? No, it has nothing to do with you, so forget you had anything. Dude, did your noses get longer? Ha ha ha. 10 AM, this is courtroom number 3. Oh, great. Court is now in session for the trial of Matangard. Are the prosecution and defense ready? The defense is ready, Your Honor. What? I say, it's alright. What happened to Miss Von Kalmar? I don't know, Your Honor. Are you getting mad at me? Your Honor! Please be quiet, bailiff. Court is in session. If you must tell me something, please keep me brief. Now then, what is it? Prosecutor, Mr. Von Kalmar has... This morning, Mr. Von Kalmar was shot by an unknown gunman. What? Shot? It's a present. Somehow, I think this is the present that man was talking about. His present? Ms. Von Kalmar is one of the top prosecutors in the country at the moment. If she were to disappear, it would be to your advantage. This... Right. This is totally insane. Ms. Von Kalmar, is she alright? I don't have the answer. He's alive and in stable condition. I have a guess who it could be. That's good. Phew. Oh, yeah. I thought he'd show up. No, no. Due to the circumstances, Miss Francisca von Karma cannot appear in court today. I, Miles Edgeworth, Miles Edgeworth, will be taking her place. The prosecution is ready. Naturally. Oh yeah. No, I don't want silent. My phone won't be on silent because that was a loud car. Because I'm waiting on a call and I don't want to miss it. Von Karma was shot in her right shoulder and is currently undergoing surgery. Luckily, I have looked this case over and I'm familiar with the details. Prosecution seeks to prove the guilt of Mr. Martin Guard. The court acknowledges the prosecution. Right. I finally found the answer I was struggling for on my long journey this past year. By the time this case comes to an end, you too will know the answer. Now then, the prosecution would like to call its first witness. Please bring Detective Gumshoe to the witness stand. That theme is so good. Witness, your name and occupation.
My name is Detective Gumshoe, sir. I'm a detective down the precinct. For now.
For now.
The discharge's over, so I've also turned in my badge, sir.
Detective Gumshoe? The prosecution has no need for the first witness. Lift your head up and face forward like a proud officer, Detective Gumshoe.
Yes, sir.
Now, let's have your testimony. If you want to explore the various facets of this case, we must start with that. Get ready, Phoenix. This is going to be one rough fight. Yeah, it would have to be with Edgeworth as my opponent. Aren't you who I was struggling for? Interesting. Show me this answer you found Edgeworth. Yeah, I should have filled up more water. Clear facts of the case.
And this murder happened after the Hero of Heroes award ceremony, sir. The victim, Juan Corrida, was found dead in his hotel room. After looking into the cause of death, we believe he was definitely murdered, sir. At first, we thought there was something suspicious about the empty guitar case. However, we later found out that the guitar case had nothing to do with the murder.
Why? Want more details? After the award ceremony ended, the victim was alone in his room.
Yes, sir.
Well, except for the murder.
Well, the victim and the defendant were alone to their room, sir.
I see. That's alright, you may begin your cross-examination.
I have nothing to say about that.
Not that.
No, wait.
Cause of death. Wasn't that because Mr. Corrida was stabbed in the chest?
On one hand, someone who would believe something so brainless as that part. Take a good hard look at the crime photo. Now, I would pose attention would be drawn here, to this bandana.
Oh, banana. Wait, banana. Let's say. That just made me think of that. Wait, no, it wasn't Ahogar. Ahogar has a lot to do with bananas, but the clip that I'm thinking of is from Eurocamp.
Yeah, his bandana, sir. Has one thing wrapped tightly around his neck, sir.
Yes, I see. His banana-scented bandana. Never change. Then, how about the knife?
Seems to have been stuck into the victim's chest on purpose after his death.
We have a crafty murder on our hands here. Huh. Elaborate. What do you think, though?
It was empty, pal. And Jumping Ninja doesn't go anywhere without his bright red guitar, and we couldn't find it anywhere at the scene of the crime.
Oh, how about this theory? I really wanted the guitar and did the crime together. How's that?
We thought of that too, but
But?
the only fingerprints on the guitar case were the victims.
Why the victims? Huh. Oh, I see. So much for my theory then. Nice. This is because of the fingerprints. What can rescue it had nothing to do with the case?
The guitar wasn't at the Gatewater Hotel that night.
Oh, well done. Where was it?
The guitar was eventually found at the TV studio. The victim, Juan Corrida, had apparently only taken the case with him, sir.
Oh, so you mean he forgot to put the guitar inside the case?
Yes, sir. Even when he was on stage for the ceremony, he didn't have his guitar.
Maybe he didn't need it, you know? So that guitar case was empty even before he got to the hotel.
Yeah, that's right. So it really had nothing to do with the case after all.
Oh, I believe that is enough. First, the victim was choked to death with his bandana. Then, after the victim was dead, the killer deliberately stabbed him with a knife. Oh, which brings me to my next point. Why then did the police arrest Martin Guard? Because there was reason enough to suspect him. Here it comes. Looks like Edgeworth's back in full swing. Very well. Detective Gumshoe, please testify about this matter.
Yes, sir.
Why Arreston Guard?
Martin Guard and Juan Corrida were huge rivals with each other. Each thought the other guy was in his way. That's motive enough in my book. And for evidence, there's the Jamin Ninja's button. It was ripped off of the ninja costume and was found in Mr. Guard's Hakama. The defendant's fingerprints were also all over the knife. The defendant bought the knife for the crime, which makes this a premeditated murder.
Why would he buy it if it's part of the... It looks like it's part of the hotel stuff. Oh, so the defendant's fingerprints were found on the knife used in the stabbing.
It was sort of stuck in the handle, so the fingerprints came out better clearly, sir.
Yeah, so Gatewater... Wait.
And there's this button.
Oh, that was found in the defendant's clothes, was it? And this button also covered in blood.
Ah, so now the blood is the victim's blood, sir.
What? Well, this points very clearly to the defendant, doesn't it? Yes, it most certainly does, Yana. Ready to give in yet? Right. I'll find the hole in your argument somehow. You can press as hard as you like. Just hurry up with your usual pointless questions. Wait just 1 second here. Songad was beating Mr. Corrida in the popularity polls.
Well, yeah, I guess, but...
Which means that in the defendant's eyes, the victim was not a rival at all. Which means they had no motive to kill at all. Oh, yeah, yes, I quite agree. Well, detective.
It's not... I guess if you put it that way, then yeah, the defendant would have had no motive.
Detective, I'm beginning to see why you were fired.
No, not you too, Mr. Edgeworth, sir. But that's...
I look forward to your pension negotiations.
Poor Gumshoe. No.
Now, detective, let's continue with the testimony.
No, not my poor pension too.
Detective, you value your money. I suggest you proceed.
Yes, sir. We're going to talk about my pension later, sir.
What was I saying? Hello? Anyone? Yes. When was this button found?
Pretty soon after the body was found, we rounded up everyone who knew Mr. Corrida, and then we did a search on them all. That's when we found the button.
Oh, so it was almost immediately after the murder. The police didn't have that free time to lollygag and play tricks, unlike some people. Hey, what are you trying to say about me here? Well, that can't be. Wait a second.
What?
So the basis of the argument is that this was a premeditated murder is simply that my client bought a knife beforehand.
Oh, that's right, pal. Defendant.
Did not buy this knife.
Ah?
Take a good look at the handle of this knife, and you'll see what I'm talking about.
Huh?
It has a Gatewater seal set into the handle.
Gatewater? I think I've heard that name somewhere before.
That's the name of the hotel. The Gatewater Hotel.
Uh-oh.
Murder knife was actually property of the hotel, which means that this murder was not premeditated. Oh, yes, that's very true. It's very big. What is it, Mr. Edgeworth? I'm sorry, but the defense is simply too careless. What? I'll think whether the crime was premeditated or not. Has already been determined. How so? Admit this knife is hotel property. There is no one currently on police force that is dumb enough not to realize this.
Oh, I didn't... Oh.
The question is, where did this knife come from?
Oh, why? That's obvious. It came from the victim, Mr. Corrido's room.
Well, sorry, Your Honor, but that is incorrect. The victim ate a last meal before he was murdered. With that being the case, I'd like to draw the court's attention to what is on top of the table. Oh, they have a picture of that as well. There's a knife and fork on the table. Oh, I'm losing the voice of judge. Then, where in the world did this knife come from? It pleases the court. I would like for us to recall the room of the defendant, Mr. Matangard. A knife is missing. Especially what was on top of his table. There's something missing. Perhaps, is there a single knife? We investigated the leftover dishes for fingerprints, and while we were investigating, came to the conclusion that Mr. Matangard's knife was missing. Mr. Matangard had gone to the victim's room with the knife he had used during dinner. Why would he carry a knife on a visit? Kill, of course. And with that, I believe that the prosecution has proven this was a premeditated murder. Amazing, Mr. Edgeworth. Absolutely brilliant. A brilliantly clear deduction. Seems like Edgeworth had this planned from the very beginning. Must be one of those traps, and I just walked headlong into it. A murder weapon with fingerprints and a button from the victim's costume. There is quite a sizable amount of evidence here. I can safely say that any further deliberation is a waste of Your Honor's time. Although, I wouldn't mind if the defense were to present evidence not yet shown to the court. Not yet shown? It means evidence that the court hasn't seen yet. In other words, new evidence. What would the defense have to say about this, Mr. Wright? Do we have anything? Don't want to go there. I really don't. What does the defense have to say about this, Mr. Wright? Well... Phoenix, the judge is favoring the prosecution right now. If you answer with something wrong here... A gavel of his will be ringing out to the sound of our defeat. Mr. Wright, do you have something important and necessary to present to this court? Don't like this. Don't like this. Actually, I do. There's one One piece of evidence that catches my attention. Something this court has yet to see. Mr. Wright, I will say this one more time. I do not feel this trial needs to continue at all. However, I'm giving you one chance. And only one. What the judge is saying, right, is don't try pulling one of your usual bluffs here. Unless this up, it's curtains for all of us. Whoa. You may present one and only one piece of evidence. Now then, what is this important evidence that you must show to the court? I don't like this. I hope it's wrong. Sorry, right, but this time your bluffing steered you wrong. Oh. I can see nothing strange about this piece of evidence. Oh, wait! I am a man of my word, Mr. Wright. Wait, I am a man of my word, Mr. Wright. Thus enough, this court sees no reason to further prolong your trial, nor is there any need for more time to decide the case against the defendant. This case is extremely clear. I see no room for misinterpretation of the facts. This court finds the defendant not on guard. Well, great start. The accused will surrender to the court immediately, to be held pending trial at a higher court within a month from today's date. That is all. This court is adjourned. What? I'm not talking about this. Oh, it is? I don't know where to go with that. Let's go with it. This is a wine glass, is it not? Please look at the photo of the crime scene one more time. Scene is a mess because of the victim's struggle against his assailant. The vase was broken, his makeup was all over the floor. These were all things that were at one point sitting on top of the dresser. Well, yes, I see your point. However, this glass that is sitting on top of the dresser is mysteriously untouched. The only thing that had not fallen over along with everything else is this wine glass. This piece of evidence is more than strange enough to warrant further consideration. Well, what do you all have to say? Oh, well, yes, it is a little peculiar. Yes, isn't it? I thought it was. You can stop looking at me with those puppy dog eyes of yours now. Sedgeworth. What is it, Your Honor? Your opinion. You don't need my opinion, because there is no special meaning to that glass. What? Safe to say that the glass was set there after the crime took place, by the person who discovered the body, Adrian Andrews. For example, she could have easily been so shocked that she set the glass down without thinking. That does sound very plausible, Mr. Wright. Miss Andrews really have set that glass down without thinking? I don't think so, because if it's set down with afterwards and there is no fingerprints on... Nah. If I appear weak here, the trial is over. I can look for my proof later. For now, I should trust my instinct and point with certainty. You just might fall for it if you thought provoking enough. The defense would like to challenge the prosecution's theory. They would like to see something that proves it was Miss Andrews who set the cup on the table. Oh, you've turned the situation on its head yet again, as usual. Miss Edgeworth, do you have any proof to back up your claim? No way he has any, he's just bluffing. Like Mr. Wright, I never say anything unless I have the evidence to support it. What? Thinking hard enough today, right? Do you think this wine glass escaped my notice? Then, of course it has been thoroughly inspected for fingerprints. Fingerprint? I mean... Okay, it doesn't have anything. I thought it had. There were only one set of fingerprints left on this wine glass. Oh, only one? Well, whose were they? They were not the victims, nor defendants. Rather, they were one of Adrian... Well, they were of one Adrian Andrews. What? There we go. That is why I said that the person who had discovered the body had left it there. What have we done here, Mr. Wright? I believe I fell into another trap. Andrews was probably holding the glass when she went to see Mr. Quader. Upon seeing his dead body, she was stunned and set the glass down on the dresser. What you just said makes a lot of sense. Now do you see, right? You can't change any part of my scenarios, explains everything all too well. Thought long and hard this past year about what it means to be a prosecutor. And from here on out, I will show you the answer I have to come to discover. Wait a second, Miss Edgeworth. I think the prosecution has provided enough evidence for me to enter my verdict. Simply, I cannot allow you to pass judgment yet. The prosecution has yet another witness who would like the court to hear from. Another witness? Yes. Bailiff. Bailiff, please bring in the next witness. What in the world is Miss Edgeworth thinking? Who is it? Or is it? Oh no! Okay, time to get ready. Then, witness, please state your name and occupation. Witness, your name and occupation, please.
G-O-T-C-H-A, gotcha.
I wonder what happened to that calm composure you had earlier.
Oh, Reggie boy, it's been what, years so, since we had last met, hasn't it? You should be more happy to see me.
So the part would hurt us to me. Who knew that under that helmet it was the wicked witch of the witness stand?
I tell you this time I know what I'm supposed to do, so today I'm going to tell you anything and everything. Everything that don't have to do with that terrible crime.
Miss Witness, that terrible crime is all this court needs to know. Wolf.
Sure, I'm talking to my dear edgy wedgy guy now. Don't you have to scrams?
Yes, madam. How old is she? Of course. Yes, madam. No. Please. By all means, don't interrupt her. Please. Anyway, witness, your testimony, please.
It's true what they say, that you're hot-headed nowadays. Not that I mind at all, Reggie. Now then, what should I start with?
The witness was on security detail at the hotel on the night of the murder. This is correct, Miss Oldbag.
It was a great job, being able to see my dear Juan. It was almost too much for my little heart to handle.
You are fond of the victim.
Look, everyone's crazy over that guard saying he's cute in the fresh way or something. But not me. I wouldn't say anything so silly. After all, I have no interest in a little child like him.
They're the same age.
I'm more interested in the real man, Juan Corrida.
But those two are the same age.
Anyway, as I was saying, I was pacing in front of his room that night.
Very well. Please tell the court where you witnessed the night of the murder.
Leave it to me. Leave it to me, Ajipu.
Why is this woman like this?
Anyway, after the ceremony, I went to pace around in the hallway in front of his room. There was something I was interested in finding out, you know. Well, since I was on the job, I made sure to keep a good eye out the whole time. That's when someone showed up. It was a man coming out of Paul Juan's room. It was on guard. Not on guard. He was trying to sneak his way out of Juan's room.
Oh, so Mr. God came out of the victim's room.
See, it has to be him. He's the murderer.
Oh, I see. Well, Mr. Wright, you may begin your cross-examination.
Why?
Sondag, what was your post? What was your post on that night?
And the lobby. I was supposed to help set up the stage for that trifling show. I refused to help, I'll have you know. It was for that lead-headed samurai show.
Do your job, woman.
Yeah, I even took out a few of the nails.
No, don't.
Maybe it was a good thing the show didn't go on. Besides, that manager with the glasses seemed to be working hard at it without me. So I thought I'd take a break and spread my wings a little.
And that's when you went out to hang around the victim's door? What is it? Something you were interested in? And just what was that?
It's not some little thing I can just go around telling everyone, you know. It's top secret between me and Juan. And Ejipo, of course.
Research what was this thing she was interested in? I have no idea. I despise gossip, Your Honor.
Gossip?
Should it prove relevant, we can always have it appended to our testimony later.
Looks like we shouldn't force it right now.
And did the witness stay in the vicinity of the victim's door the entire time?
Who in the world was that? I'm not allowed to say, and this sort of information has to be carefully guarded from the masses, Sonny. The man that came out of Juan's room. It was... he was...
Yes, he was.
I'm too scared. I can't say his name out too loud.
Oh, I wouldn't give to have Francisca's whip right about now.
Well, I guess I can tell you, since he was such a bad boy anyway. You already did!
Matengard, he was trying to sneak his way out of Juan's room. You saw my client? Are you sure about that?
Yes, see.
Really?
Annoying brat. When I say I saw someone, I saw that person.
Why do I get a sense of deja vu? Maybe to avoid a repeat of last year, I should delve into this a bit further. If you're saying it like that, it has to be the person's clothes. It's gonna be she's only saw the costume, something like that. Please tell the court about the man's clothes in more detail.
What a troublesome man you are. Really, as if something like that matters.
But it does.
No, what was it? Oh, yes, it was that thing.
What thing?
That gaudy thing is always wearing. That racing jacket.
Oh. I was wearing that at the detention center too. Oh, so it's not the same. It's not the same as before.
That thing's meant for nothing but seducing women out of their pantaloons. Men.
Pantaloons? Who says that anymore? Right. So, Mr. Wright, was this testimony just now important or relevant in any way? I don't think so. But I'm more surprised that he didn't change. Basically, I'm surprised that Manga changed, or at the same time that Juan didn't change. I don't think it was. I guess it really wasn't that important at all. Oh. Mr. Wright, do you know why we say time is valuable? If not, I suggest you learn.
You've wasted 3 minutes of this woman's youth. That's more valuable than gold to me.
Why do I suddenly feel old in the presence of a childish whining? She may not remember things or be mistaken here and there, but I don't think she's lying. Bad for us, really bad. But that's how the human mind is. It also has the tendency to jump off topic. Straight into a few interesting side topics this time too, hasn't she? That's what makes her a sweet old lady, right? That's because you're not the one who has to question her. Try it again. You know what the person was carrying? What was the man you saw carrying?
In which hand? His right or his left? No, this is really a mess. I mean, I can't be expected to answer such a vague question.
Indeed, please be more specific with your question, Mr. Wright. Sorry. What was the man you saw carrying? What was the man you saw carrying in his right hand?
He wasn't really carrying anything in that hand.
Then how about his left?
Empty.
Well, this whole thing has been a lot of nothing. Was it? I mean, idea is that he left. Left the knife, and the button would have been in his pocket, so either makes sense. Well, this whole thing has been a lot of nothing. So Mr. Right. No, okay, that's that. I don't think it was. How about the other one? Person's face. Please tell the court about the man's face in more detail.
You don't need me to tell you about his face. That soft, gentle look in his eyes and his effeminate lips. His right eye covered by his silky hair, his sparkling, shining teeth.
What, shining?
Well, he's shining all around in this week's pin-up poster, dearie.
This week's pin-up? Why do you... I mean, I don't care how he looks in this week's issue. Please stay with what you saw that night.
Oh, what? God's face is the same as no matter where it is. You know, you're a whippersnapper.
So, was right. Was the sesame just now important or relevant in any way? None of them jumps out to me at the moment, and that's annoying. What could it be? Yeah. What do I do? No idea. Neither go anywhere, I have no idea what... His clothes, that's what he expected. It is the same face as always, and his hands were empty. I don't know. I'm really stuck, I have no idea. It was not very important. There it is. Hakama. Shouldn't be in his Hakama. Okay. There we go. I now know what to. Thinking time's over. It was very important. There we go. Of course it was important, Your Honor. Then perhaps you would like to point out what part of the testimony was important. Don't you see it, Edgeworth? Your Honor, I request what the witness said about the jacket be appended to her testimony. I don't quite see where you're going with this, but... Alright, witness, please.
Well, I don't like to badmouth anyone without a reason, but if I must... He was waiting...
There we go. Miss Oldback.
Oh, don't say my name for no reason.
You know what this is.
It's button number 2 on the German Ninja's costume.
How do you... Now I know she's an obsessed fan. She identified in a single glance.
Give it here, give it here. If you don't give it to me, I'll punish you with this.
Wow, she really is a die-hard fan to want a button covered in blood. This button was discovered on Mr. Angard's body during a full-body search.
See. This button proves beyond the shadow of the doubt that I was that rascal Angard.
It was caught up in the pleats of his Nickel Samurai Hakama pants.
See. Angard is the Nickel Samurai.
However, witness. Now, it may just be me, and I do have an active imagination, but just now, didn't you say that defendant Matangard was wearing his usual racing jacket? You noticed.
I'm so sorry. Sorry that you judge people based on what they wear. If I were that trendy, I had put playing sorry to myself. You did this outfit. He decided I have tape cut the structure. Let me tell you, it's heavy. So heavy I wish you were to see these age ago. I'm keeping that way in my life. Working with smarter face. Understand? Now take a look at the mirror. Your clothes are about the interesting document you're unkiting. You should take up a tone. Now he's got style.
Okay, that took me out by surprise. Now hold your tongue still there for 1 second. So what you saw in actuality was not Mr. Angard, the man, but Mr. Angard, the Nickel Samurai.
Yeah, that's when you think about it. They really wanted the same anyway.
Miss Oldback, this is a very important point we're talking about.
And you probably think so too.
Well, it might be something worth considering. Just say it's important and agree with me for a change. Witness, think carefully and try to remember as much as you can before you testify.
Alright, if you insist.
I should be the one sighing, not you.
Thank God. Yes, now I remember. The Nickel Samurai, that's right, it was the Nickel Samurai that I saw. Yes, it would have been convenient for him to wear his costume during the murder. He had to go in that post-ceremony stage show right after the crime, you know? So he must have worn the Nickel Samurai costume when he was stabbing poor Juan.
I knew it. I knew you'd say he was inside that costume.
What? And the other thing, there could have been someone else inside that costume. Don't be a bad little boy thinking such rude things.
But the possibility does exist.
Young ones today. I told you there's no way it was anyone else.
How do you know that?
Because I said so. And what I say is the truth.
At least she just as delightful as a witness as she was a year ago.
That's alright, you may make us examine the witness. I want to see what you can press for that. Would you please get on with your testimony?
What's your language, young man? What sort of tone is that to take with an elder? My youthfulness just wasn't what it used to be, so you should forgive me for everything. If you keep on barking at me like that, I'll start singing at the top of my lungs.
What?
A striking figure by the sea, standing all alone is he. Is the Nickel Samurai.
You're actually singing. Someone help my poor ears. I can read.
Well, I let go of that button 2 seconds ago and it kept going. Miss Edgeworth, can you please do something about this racket? Witness, I'll give you a piece of gum later if you'll be good and stick to just the facts.
Okay. Okay.
How? Why is it hard to do that voice?
Okay. You promise, right?
Alright, I'll be sending the bill for the chewing gum to your office at a later date.
Remind me to send you a thank you note later to Edgeworth, old chum.
How much chewing gum do you need to silence an old woman? Don't take that out of context. Be a little more careful with your testimony, please. Not so long ago, you said he was wearing his racing jacket, and now he's not?
So long ago. And then let me ask you this, when you were a bitty, what was your grand dream?
Huh?
What did you want to be when you grow up, whippersnapper?
A dream, huh? Well, I wanted to be Judge Wagner, hero of the public's court. So what?
See? And look how you're not. You're not Judge Wagner, are you?
Well,
I said earlier, hope us anyway into things like that. The now is everything. I can't be held responsible for the past.
Just one that could become the ethics of the testimonies.
All that matters is that man was inside the costume. Isn't that enough?
no. Judge Wagner, achievement unlocked. Nice. Why would that be?
That way no one could see his face, of course.
But there's still no advantage for him that I can see. In fact, you would think the costume would make him stand out all the more.
You're such an annoying child, you know that. You disagree with everything I say.
Isn't that what you're always doing to me?
I got it. Maybe it was more troublesome for him to change in and out of his costume.
Fair enough, to be honest. Oh, I need to sneeze. Whoa. Was there anyone else scheduled to appear at the post-ceremony show?
Well, the contestants were supposed to go on stage in a friendly gesture thing.
And they included the German ninja.
Of course I included him. That's why when the guard came out of the edge of Juan's room, I didn't give it a second thought.
I see. Well,
anyway...
he know that. But let me ask you one last time. The person you saw, it really was a Nickel Samurai.
As showy as ever. Haven't I been saying that from the very beginning?
Can I throw in the towel yet?
Don't need to think too hard on this one. Huh? The contradiction in Hatterson is sitting in plain sight. Question is what that contradiction means for us.
Well, I had to figure out what you're talking about first. Okay.
Because nothing jumps out to me and I don't know how to go from there to there. But don't drop frames. Need your internet. Don't leave me. I mean, there's no way of telling. How do I... How do I unprove this? There's no like extra stuff that I can ask. No. Thanks. Either. There's not a lot of convenience about this, to be honest. No? It's not it either. Genuinely suck. Yeah. Oh, I didn't press on anything. However. No idea what's going on. Presented everything. Like how to do it. I don't like doing it, but okay, so I got it now. Need to present the knife on Old Mac's fifth statement. Let's see how that looks. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. If you were that costume, gloves. Gloves means no fingerprints, but this has fingerprints. Damn it. Please take a look at this.
Yes, so it's a knife, big deal. If you're trying to scare me with that, I'll have you know it won't work.
No, that's not my intentions at all. That was the knife that was used in the murder, correct? No. Do you know why this piece of evidence is important to this case? Do I even have to ask? So it's because the defendant's fingerprints are on it. Is that what you're driving at? That is exactly what I'm driving at. What are we driving at? And whose car are we driving? Probably Edgeworth, considering he's probably the only one who can. If Mr. Angad was really in the Nickel Samurai costume at the time of the murder, then it's impossible for his fingerprints to have been left on this knife. Actually, he would have wiped all previous fingerprints on this knife right off. Oh, that's right. The Nickel Samurai wears gloves, doesn't he? Probably took his gloves off before he began stabbing. That makes no sense. And why would he do something like that? To leave his prints on the murder weapon? There's no way he would do something like that. However, there's one possibility. Then let's hear your possibility. It's very simple. Defendant went to the victim's room while in costume as the Nickel Samurai. At that time, the defendant had no intent to murder. He was probably just going to relax and talk with the victim about the stage show, which is why he took his gloves off. But the murder still did take place. It's well known that there was bad blood between the defendant and the victim. Oh, yes, I have heard that before. Well, Mr. Wright, what do you have to say about Miss Edgeworth's theory? So, let me get this straight. Edgeworth's theory goes like this. When the defendant went to the victim's room, he had no intention of killing him. Now, up to this point, are there any problems with this theory? Why would he have a knife then? Does he contradict something in an alias testimony? Oh, what are you babbling about? Now, for argument's sake, I suppose Mr. Angado was the killer. If that's the case, I think it's possible for the killer to have gone to the victim's room without intent. Knife again! This knife. This was used by Miss Angad at dinner. Oh, yes, we did establish that. Which means that if my client was, in fact, the killer, which he isn't, then he brought this knife with him when he went to visit Mr. Corrida. Suppose. However, you just said it to yourself. At that time, the defendant had no intent for murder. If that were the truth, then why would he bring a knife? He wouldn't, would he? Which means, Mr. Edgeworth, your theory was flawed from supposition 1. What does that mean? And one more thing. If the murderer was wearing the costume at the time of the murder, then there should be glove marks left on the knife. Glove marks. Which means the defendant's fingerprints shouldn't be all over it like bees on a hive. And that brings me to my final point. This knife was planted by the real killer to hide their identity and mislead us. Oh, hold on, I say. Hold on, the court. Was this knife really planted by the killer? Why would the murderer do such a thing? Well, to frame Matangad. To frame my client, Miss Angad, of course. To frame. Aren't you forcing the interpretation just a little too hard on this one? How so? It was just established that the witness saw the nickel samurai in costume, and if that were true, then there shouldn't be a single fingerprint on this knife. Witness!
Well, looks like I've made your life a tiny bit more difficult, Jipu.
Witness, did you or did you not really see the nickel samurai?
Oh, well, I guess at first I might have forgotten, but...
You're saying you mix up Mr. Angad with the nickel samurai, his character on TV.
But, I mean, I can't really do anything about that now. Look, I was waiting around in front of the doors because, well, I wasn't waiting around for the nickel samurai, that's for sure.
You was waiting for the nickel samurai?
Why are you surprised? Alright then, who were you waiting around for then?
That's top secret to anyone outside of security.
I have a feeling that you were waiting for Mr. Juan Corrida. Am I correct, witness?
The way you think you are an amateur with a terrible case of nearsightedness.
Me? What am I an amateur of?
So Oldbag was waiting around in front of the victim's room. It doesn't sound like she was waiting to catch a glimpse of Mr. Corrida.
Maybe, Phoenix, maybe the old pack was waiting around for that person.
It's who I think Mia's hinting at. It's certainly possible.
Miss Oldback, you were waiting for this person to come with the victim's room, weren't you? Who's this person? This is Adrian Andrews, Miss Angard's manager. Why would the defendant's manager be in the victim's room? It seems that this is the latest rumor in the circulation yarn. This is, See.
Judge seems to be really into the article. There can be called such a thing, of course.
This manager with the initials AA, are you saying it's Adrian Andrews? Without a doubt, the witness thought so as well.
Looks like you found me out. Well, that's fine, I can throw away this whole sworn to confidentiality stuff then. Oh, I still need to sneeze.
Witness, what in the world are you?
Bad Phoenix, I've got a bad feeling about this. A very bad feeling. I've got some information, some very secret information from a certain source. So that's why I was doing my own little investigation. In secret, of course.
What for?
Oh, just for myself, personal reasons and all that.
Well, Miss Edgeworth, how will you proceed from here? I really don't want to do this. However, I cannot simply let this point slide. My nose. I see. Very well then, witness, please testify about this secret information.
And get ready. This is going to take the wind out of you young uns.
We're all capable of handling this.
Oh, you guys are lucky the voice change didn't activate, okay.
I'm sure we're all capable of handling this. Really, it's not like we're 10 years old.
secret information. I just remembered something. You know, in the guide I'm looking, they say that the part where I was stuck, they literally say there, oh, it's so easy. Anyway. That God is one evil man. He thought he could ruin poor Juan by causing a huge scandal. So to do that, he sent his own manager to get in close with Juan. I cannot condone such dirty tricks. So I took action. Wait, no, don't present that. Oh, and this is top secret. You got that? Nobody else but you and me know yet. Okay. What's with this?
Defendant sent his manager. What a distasteful topic for this court.
What? Nobody's above gossip. It isn't saying the truth is never pleasant.
Never heard that one before.
Mr. Edgeworth, what about this Agent Andrews person? We have looked into this matter and found that this truth and the article proposes is, in fact, baseless gossip. Oh, but should this be true, then this proves that the defendant did be ill will towards the victim.
So, this means I have to smash this rumor once and for all.
Ah, now done, Mr. Wright. You may cross-examine the witness.
Be careful. The old bag seems rather excited right now. And that's right. God, there's nothing but your average foul-blooded youth.
Well, as the old saying goes, you've gotta burn old bags with fire. Time to fire up the afterburners and hit the highway to the danger zone.
Nice one, Phoenix, nice one. Secret information. You don't have any proof that Mr. Angad did such a thing.
You must be suffering from shock, the shock of hearing the truth. And now, since you're in so much shock, you can't do anything right.
You're right, I can't do anything, but boy do I wish I could do something about you.
Alright then, Sonny, show me what you got. Can you show me proof that Angad didn't bear any ill will towards Juan?
Really, I don't think so. I don't have anything to offer.
See? Just as I thought. You're lecturing me about saying saying things without proof. You're just giving me a free pass to say whatever I want, whenever I want, silly boy.
Me and my big mouth.
And that's the way the cookie crumbles. For you, anyway.
So, what do you mean by I took action?
Like I already told you, I was lying in wait close to the crime scene. Once a slimy woman came out of Juan's room, I was going to capture her and teach her a good lesson. Something you young'uns need.
You're going to teach her a good lesson?
I was going to make her eat the damaging beams of my ray gun. Like this.
Oh no, stop.
Well, it was too bad that the weapon didn't come through that door that night.
Why didn't she see Agent come out of her room, Juan's room? Because she definitely did. Well, this is wrong. Wait.
Ah, time to be a woman. Tea time with the case is over.
Secret information that no one else knows yet. Well, that's true. Then how do you know this secret information?
Well, that's because I'm a pro. Yes, that's it. It's a secret. Even if you drill a hole into my brain, you'll never find out.
How in the world did the old bat get such a secret piece of information?
I have an idea. He has this. So no one else is supposed to know this secret information, correct? If that's true, then why do you know it, Miss Oldback?
Well, why are you looking at me like that? Stop that.
Witness. I hate to say it, but this is how you came to acquire your secret info, isn't it? The investigative photographer, Lotta Hart. Oh yes, I remember that mischievous girl. She reported that she had lost a certain note she had written to herself. She reported such a thing. On that piece of paper, she had written down some of her impressions about the relationship between the victim and Miss Andrews. Oh, what? Outrageous idea. Wrong voice. Okay, so.
What? Outrageous ideas, you say?
No. I said impressions.
Then everything written on this paper is completely meaningless.
Ah, that's it. That's the note.
No. You see, this is something completely different. This is my top secret list of groceries to buy.
You have a secret list of groceries. How scandalous are those groceries? Then you are the one who took Miss Hart's note.
I'm a huge fan of Juan's, that's why. That famous puffy-head whippersnapper. She's working with that evil Angard, she said so herself. Angard, I'm his sidekick. She was so happy, smiling like a silly duck. I was only checking what she had written.
Wait, Angard, I'm his sidekick.
Jippo, you believe me, don't you? I was only trying to help out like the edge I am. It's only one little piece of paper. I've never taken anything else before.
How about the whole camera itself? No, which... Okay, that was the right button. Okay, so I have that saved. You should really come... You really should come with a supply of cheese to match your win. Let's try that again. You really should come with a supply of cheese to match your vintage wine. Well, it was only a piece of paper. I suppose we can overlook this response. It looks like she's really sorry. I forgive her. More pressure, she took a whole camera as well. If I let up on her now, she'll get away. I have to find some way to inflict a deafening blow to the prosecution. Witness, you said that the only thing you stole was that note. Is this correct?
Stole? Why don't you listen more carefully, you annoying brat? Save this piece of paper. Save this piece of paper from the terrible lonely trash can, that's all.
You're lying, damn it, and I can prove it.
Now you're putting my credibility onto security there again.
Sold back. I don't believe that the note is the only thing you sold that night. Let's just sold that again? Sold back. The note was with the camera. Sold bag. That note was with the camera inside this case, wasn't it? Oh, camera. Yesterday, Lotta Hart was raising a huge stink over her camera. She kept saying something like, "My sweetie, $1,600 camera disappeared on me." Why, witness?
Oh, why is it, Grabs?
If you have the note, then it's only logical that you have the camera too.
Yeah. Looks like you found me out again, Sonny. Is this the camera you're looking for?
Ah, that's...
What? Even though I look like this, I'm still a person, you know?
You would have never guessed.
I still eat meals like you. I fall in love and borrow things from people.
I think the definition of borrow is a little off.
I saw that woman's business card, and that's why I noticed it said Slimeback Celebrity Photographer Extraordinaire. Well, when I saw that, I had to know what sort of pictures she had taken. I'm a professional security guard. It's my business to know these kind of things.
Is it? Bailiff, check this camera's photos. Hurry. We must examine them at once. Miss Edgeworth, what do we have? There's only one photo that seems to be relevant to this case. Please present it. Please present it to the court. This is the Nickel Samurai.
See, I told you, that's the guy I saw.
Well, there's one thing that's weird with his legs, especially his feet. And suppose if we compare it to these, he can easily stand. And you know, you can easily see his feet under the hakama. Out there. This proves that the witness was not lying earlier about this matter. But what does all this mean, Mr. Edgeworth? This photo by itself does not prove that the person in it is the defendant. However, in his own confession, Mr. Ungards clearly stated that at the time of the murder, he was still in his Nickel Samurai costume.
Right.
That's the case, then this Nickel Samurai is the defendant. How did I come to this? I think this brings us to the end. We have examined every piece of evidence thoroughly. Final comments, Mr. Wright. The court will consider him before court. Do you agree that this photo is decisive evidence against your client?
If this photo really is decisive, then we're done for. But if I raise an objection here and blow it, then I would put Maya's life in jeopardy. I'll make a mistake here. There's only one road out of this mess.
This photo that Lotta took, there's something strange with it, and I already know. There's something strange with this photo. This one's coming, right? Your thoughts, Mr. Edgeworth? I'll agree that there's nothing strange with this photo. There's no way for the defense to debunk this photo, even with a bunker buster. Debunk with a bunker buster. Is that what you're planning to do, Mr. Wright?
Sure.
Anyway, please look at the photo one more time. If you can honestly find something odd with this photo, then you should only need one chance, correct?
Well, I have to find something wrong with this photo. I can't let this chance go by. When the heck did she take this photo from anyway? It's all out of focus. Why can't she take a good shot? You know, when it counts.
I mean, it doesn't look that fast. Now then, let's hear your objection. What about this photo is strange? Well, it's like could have been from and if I go back to the room, I would be able to have an idea. It's either of the feet, so let's do here. I would like to direct the court's attention to this one area right here. Oh, what are you pointing to? His ankles. If you could see this person's ankles, that would be one thing. However, you can't. And? What does that mean? The costume person in this photo could not have been Mr. Ungard. What is the meaning of this? I wonder if you could care to elaborate. With actual facts, that is. Let's take a look at the Nickel Samurai's poster. Please pay particular attention to the area around the bottom of the hakama. His socks. You can see his socks. Exactly. However, in this photo, Nickel Samurai is clearly holding his hakama up just to walk. Is that what you're pointing at? There's only one explanation for this. The person in this costume is clearly much shorter than the defendant.
Alright, I think I've turned the things around for myself this time.
Just curious. Huh? What is? Edgeworth is unusually calm today. That's true. I think the trial ran itself. As if he's only along for the ride. For the ride? What do you mean by that? I can only guess that perhaps he doesn't feel under attack at all.
He doesn't feel under attack? Then I haven't damaged his case at all?
Judge, why did I read that? Well, my headphones are moving around a little bit too much. Mr. Edgeworth, where does this leave us? The person in this photo is not Martin Guard, and everything the prosecution has tried to prove has become meaningless. I figured it would come to this. What? Wait, something I want to ask here. I think you have proven that the person inside this costume is not Martin Card. In that case, who is this a photo of?
It's the person wearing the naked samurai costume.
Don't stress out over this, Phoenix. It's very simple. We should be focused on his Edgeworth attitude, don't you think?
Yeah, why is he so calm?
Miss Wright, let's hear your thoughts. Who is the person in this photograph? I know that is this, but I don't think that's the way it wants to go. We need to present a person, and the only person that can fit the bill, sadly, is Adrian Andrews. I don't like her. I for one second don't believe this at all, but obviously where it's going. Adrian Andrews. If you want to know who that necklace samurai is, it's none other than this woman. Say it must be Miss Andrews, when the word points you to her. For starters, she's short, and she can freely move in and out of Miss Sangard's room. Finally, she had dinner with Miss Sangard that night. But how does all that? It means that it makes it very easy for her to get a certain item. A certain knife with Miss Sangard's fingerprints all over it. Knife that was used as a murder weapon. Why don't you say what it is you want her, right?
I have to do this now. This is my last chance to turn things around.
The defense moves to indict Miss Adrian Andrews in the murder of Juan Corrida. It was Miss Andrews who tried to frame the defendant for the crime. Oh ho ho ho. Order. Looks like the trial had hit a most unexpected development. Mr. Edgeworth. Yes, Your Honor. This court is suing a sub. I have no idea how to pronounce that.
Subpoena.
Subpoena. That's and this is gonna be the American one?
Subpoena. Subpoena.
Okay. This court is issuing a subpoena for Miss Adrian Andrews. A verdict cannot be passed without first hearing her testimony.
This is it.
This is kind of bad for us. What do you mean? Adrian Andrews is summoned to court as a witness. It means that the trial will go on for another day. One more day. Ah!
I don't get a verdict today, then Maya.
Now then we shall set Miss Andrews at testimony for tomorrow.
What am I supposed to do? The judge is about to adjourn the court.
I don't think there's much I can do. I'll wait and see.
I have to do something. The trial must go on. I don't have anything left. No evidence, no nothing.
Now then, court will adjourn for today. I abhor wasting such valuable time. Edgeworth? Your Honor, I request that you please continue with today's trial. But we cannot continue due to this unexpected development. Unexpected development? I think you underestimate me, Your Honor. What do you mean by that? That Mr. Phoenix would slave his way to subpoenaing. Edgeworth, I hate you. Right, I should be able to just do this. Yeah.
Subpoenaing.
Subpoenaing? This sounds horrible. That Mr. Phoenix Wright would slave his way to subpoenaing Miss Adrian Andrews is all happening according to plan, even if Wright was a bit slow to catch on. Oh, what? What is the meaning of your statement, Miss Edgeworth? Miss Adrian Andrews is currently waiting in the prosecution's lobby. He is the next witness.
Everything was planned out in advance by that man.
Somehow, I knew there was no way Edgeworth would overlook Miss Andrews. It's like this battle is far from over. Exactly. We're to call the next witness. However, before we proceed, we shall take a 10-minute recess. Please prepare your witness in that time, Mr. Edgeworth. The court will now take a 10-minute recess. I'll take this chance to take a small break myself. So what I will do... No. Be right back. I need to refill my water. So... let's continue. Save your progress, yes. Part 2.2. Wait. Part 2/2. Trial. Why did I do it twice? Dude, I can't believe that Adrian. No way. Not cool and collected Adrian Andrews. She is your manager. It would have been very easy for her to pull this off. The only person who had easy access to the knife you used at dinner was, well, her. So, after the ceremony, during the break, her. I was sleeping like a log the entire time. Sleeping with that kind of costume, I can't even imagine that. See, she could have also easily planted that blood-covered button in your hakama. Because she was the one that came to wake me up. And dude, you're saying it really was her? Yes, she is the real killer. She was the one who murdered Juan Corrida. But why? I thought she was buds with Juan. She has her own agenda. Her own agenda? What are you talking about? I'm sure you'll see by the time this trial is over. It'll be alright. I'll get you acquitted by the end of today. Give me a verdict that's refreshing like a spring breeze. Okay, Mr. Lawyer Dude. Phoenix, you think her motive is related to Celeste Impact's missing suicide note, right? Yes. Miss Andrews depended on Miss Impacts as her strength and reason to live. But then Miss Impact suddenly killed herself. It sounds like she left a suicide note, and the person thought to have hidden it. It's Juan Corrida, the victim of this murder. And this is... Oh, my voice. And that's why I think that Miss Andrews got close to Mr. Corrida. Or to get the suicide notes back. It's advertisements. Like construction work happening right nearby. I need some wine. That sounds plausible. But one thing bothers me. What? What was it that first told us about their relationship? Better stated, Miss Andrews' dependency issues with regards to Miss Anpax. Was Edgeworth? Looks like he's still the one in command of the ship. Don't let your guard down yet. 25 p.m. Court will now reconvene. Now then, Mr. Edgeworth, if you please. Prosecution calls the witness subpoenaed by this court. Miss Adrian Andrews, the person who discovered the crime in Mr. Juan Corrida's room. Oh, I still have that card. What is your occupation? I am the manager of the defendant in this case, Mr. Matangard. Oh, I see. Now then. Before we begin, Your Honor, I have one request. Oh, yes, sure. What is it? I'm sure everyone in this room is wondering the same thing. I would love to find out more about my relationship with the victim. After all, it was a topic of a certain weekly magazine recently. Oh, no, I have no idea what I mean. I've never even heard of Gossipland. If the judge was ever a prosecution witness, he'd do all my work for me. I'm struggling. Anyway, I was wondering if you could please tell us more about your relation to the victim. Yes, I was seeing Mr. Corrida. I was also aware of the rivalry that existed between Matt and Juan, but this was a private matter between Juan and myself. So it was a fry and bait matter. Hey, what was that bait and fry? Reminds me of fishing. But I didn't kill him. No one is accusing you of that. I think there's someone who would beg to differ. I think we all understand your relationship with the victim now, Miss Andrews. Very well then. Witness, please testify to the... Very well then. Witness, please testify to the court about what happened when you discovered the murder that had taken place. When he found the body. It was time for the show to start, so I went to get Matt from his room. After that, I went to Juan's room, and there was his dead body. I was in shock. What I saw was, naturally, the exact same scene as in the crime scene photo. I felt as though I was about to faint, so I poured myself a glass of juice. Weird reaction, but sure. You poured yourself a glass of juice. Yes, sadly, I didn't remember not to touch things at the scene of the crime, and I disturbed the crime scene by moving this one thing. And that is when the fingerprints on the wine glass were made, Your Honor. Wait, they said juice all the time. Whatever. I see. Well, Mr. Wright, you may cross-examine the witness. Phoenix, she's one cool and collected customer, and she has the brains to match. Yes, I know. In order to catch a person like her, we have to avoid head-on confrontations. We should disrupt her pacing. Disrupt her pacing? She's the type of woman who's easily thrown off by things inconsistent with her thinking, so you have to attack when she least expects it. The instant you let up on your offense is the instant this trial is over. Understand? Smells like practically everything. What was Masanga doing at the time? He was taking a nap. I have to remember to be as robotic with that voice as possible while staying human. He was worn out from his mini performance as the Nickel Samurai during the ceremony. Masanga did say he was taking a nap. Then I guess you could say it could not have been taken. It could not have been taken out of his room. Yes. What is it? Excuse me? It? Who are you? Right, I thought years of school would have taught you how to construct a sentence. If you can't make a sensible sentence with a subject, then I'll make one for you to watch. Did you, Miss Andrews, remove Miss Sangard's knife from his room? No. Oh. Subject, verb. Subject, verb, object. Right. Did you skip basic grammar? The witness may continue. Why? Why? And why did you do that? As a friendly gesture, Juan was to make an appearance with the other heroes. Oh, the show was supposed to be a show of friendship, huh? Pass further. Is that the only reason? I beg your pardon. Why are you implying? I had a certain goal in mind when you started to get close to him, correct? So perhaps you had a more personal matter to discuss with the victim. Sorry, I didn't have any such intention in mind at that time. Can't get her to talk without a strong piece of evidence, I guess. I don't like where this is going. May we continue now? Witness, what did you see when you got to his room? Dead body. You were in shock. Well, obviously. What? What? Was I not supposed to be? Sandra's a very calculating person, and despite how close they were, I doubt she had romantic feelings for Mr. Corrida. Anyone randomly stumbling upon a dead body could be in shock, and you can't seriously expect that such a young beauty like her would not be shocked. Somehow I don't think beauty has anything to do with being shocked or not. Oh, I see. So that... This is the photo you're referring to, correct? Yes, the one with the knife lodged in his chest. But the guitar case was like this too? Yes, it was open and empty, of course. And then what did you do next, witness? Okay?
Ah, damn it.
It doesn't sound like there's any glaring contradiction in her testimony just now.
Oh, the idea that she would not crack so easily. Only way to make her is to keep on the offensive and not let up. The only way you're going to catch her is with some very strong, decisive evidence.
I have to find something. I just have to. For Maya's sake.
Not like where this is going. Juice. Yes, there was a bottle. Yes, there was a bottle of tomato juice on the table, so I helped myself. But you didn't drink any of it, did you? Huh? There were no lip marks left on this wine glass to suggest that anyone drank from it. I wasn't feeling terribly great, so I set the glass down without drinking it. Sanjusa, I would like to confirm with you one more time. When you discovered the dead body of Juan Corrida, you were in great shock, and that's when you poured yourself the glass of juice, correct? And what of it? My mind really was a complete blank at the time. Your mind was a complete blank. I didn't think that was possible for you. Not you today. Also, Daisy, I made one careless mistake. One thing. Never mind, it's no big deal.
What was she starting to say just now?
Where's further? Sanjus, I'm convinced that, as you said, you made a mistake as the scene of the crime. What I really want to know is what this mistake was. Actually, so would I. I'm sorry. It's kind of embarrassing. When I set the glass down on the dresser, I accidentally knocked the flower vase over. Flower vase? Vase? I feel horrible for actually needing to write that down, but is it vase or vase?
Vase. Vase.
Ah, that's why. I have to go with the British pronunciation. Because I'm British. I'm not British, but I am in Britain. So both of them are right, it just depends on where you are from. Flower vase. Are you talking about the one on the floor in the crime photo? This mess of glass shards? It was originally on top of the dresser, but when I bumped into it with my elbow, it fell onto the guitar case. Well, why did you withhold such an important piece of information? I'm sorry. I thought that since the crime scene was already in disarray, people would simply assume the vase was another part of the mess. Looks like another fact has come to light here. Please add this and everything else you have to reveal your testimony. I'm sorry, but I have nothing more to add. I didn't touch anything else. Top of the lid. You testified that you knocked the flower vase over. Is this correct? Yes. And are you sure it fell into the guitar case? Is there some problem with that what I said? Not some problem, it's a major problem. True that the top of the guitar case was wet with water. However, that's exactly what's so strange. Sanjus testified that the vase fell into the guitar case. However, that was true. Now I read the case as the same way as the vase. Oh, that's confusing. I hate it. That was true. Then the case should have gotten wet on the inside, not the outside. That's very true. Furthermore, there's one other strange thing about this guitar case. And what is that? Let's take another look at the crime scene photo. The remains of the vase are scattered on the floor. And what's wrong with that? If the guitar case was open when the vase fell, the glass shards would be inside, not inside the case. Ah. That's your point. Right. but the case was closed at the time the vase was knocked over. Is that all? No, think back to what Miss Andrews testified to. She said that other than the vase, she didn't touch anything else. Yes, that's right. She did implicitly say she didn't touch the guitar case. But this whole matter with the guitar case is a dead end. But the guitar was found in the studio. It has no bearing on this case at all. That may very well be. However, the empty guitar case does seem to have no relation to this case, doesn't it? Oh, it doesn't seem that there's no deeper meaning to the guitar case. Well, that's right. Do you think we need to hear more about details about the guitar case? I can testify. More detail is always good. The empty guitar case. I believe this is a crucial piece of the puzzle. I can't believe anyone would reach for souls like this. But it is you. I can't believe I'm doing this either. Alright, I'll follow along. Get closer. And follow along. For now, Sanjus, please testify to the court about the guitar case. Yes, Your Honor. I don't remember too clearly because I was a bit dazed. I suppose I must have opened the guitar case after I knocked the vase over. It's not a big deal though, right? The case was empty after all. As for why I opened the case, even I don't know. It looks like this really wasn't a very important point. This way, sir, there's such a familiar feeling by now that it's almost comforting. Anyway, I'll just go ahead and start the cross-examination. Using anyway to change the topic. A convenient escape for a weak man. Yeah, let's carry on with this. During your testimony just now, did you remember those events clearly on your mind? Well, you see. Are you sure you are the one who opened the guitar case? She's waiting for someone. Someone to tell her if she should answer. She's waiting for someone to tell her if she should answer or not. Sounds like her dependent site is taking over. Well, Miss Andrews. Yes, it was me. So, you opened the guitar case then? Yes, well, maybe. Why did you open the guitar case? Huh? Sakurida's dead body was right there in front of you, wasn't it? I would think that the first thing you would do is call for help, not open the guitar case. As the witness has said multiple times, when she found the dead body, she was dazed. Maybe I was curious to know if the bright red guitar was alright or not. I thought, maybe the criminal took it. Why would she care about the bright red guitar? But, getting back on topic. Suspicious. Was it really empty? I was just wondering if maybe when you opened the case, the guitar was still inside. How long have you been a lawyer, Mr. Wright? Have a little professionalism. The bright-red guitar was found at the studio. These trials would be over in half of the time if you would just pay attention. Yes, pay more attention, Mr. Wright. Sorry. Even you don't. Well, because you were shocked and dazed at discovering the victim's body. Yes, that's probably it. I'm not going to get anywhere if I continue pressing her like this. Only way to make her talk is with evidence. Should give it a try. Come on, Phoenix. We can't afford to let her partner now. I wasn't planning on letting her, but she's at her weakest now, so this is our chance. Yeah, if you had a weapon to hit her with. I'm sure a weapon is hiding somewhere in the court record, waiting to be found. Thing jumps out to me. That's annoying. Okay. I don't like where this is going. Sadly, this makes sense. Okay, good, not yet. Maybe here? Please don't. Why isn't there fingerprints of her? There's no way you were the one who opened the guitar case. Why would you say that? It's elementary, my dear. Because the only fingerprints on this guitar case are those of the victim. Ah. Or is it Miss Andrews? You shouldn't assume that I must have left prints just because I touched the case. What do you mean? What if I were to tell you I was wearing gloves at the time? Gloves? Why would you be wearing gloves at the time? It was the night of the award ceremony, so of course I dressed up for the occasion. Yes, now I remember. I'm almost sure I was wearing a pair of thin gloves. I see. Well, Mr. Rice, it seems the witness was wearing gloves at the scene of the crime. That's strange because she didn't leave fingerprints otherwise. You were wearing gloves. Isn't that a little strange? Why is that strange? Do you have something that would prove I was not wearing gloves at the time? Oui. I have your proof right here. This wine glass. Wine glass? You left your fingerprints very clearly on this wine glass. Ah. Even if you took your gloves off when you poured yourself this glass of juice, wouldn't you think it was just a little strange that you put your gloves back on just to open the guitar case? Yeah. Oh no, her glasses. Oh, never mind. Order. Looks like you hit the nail on the head this time. What do you mean? I believe that guitar case plays a very important role here. It's just an empty case. I wonder if it really was empty though. But the brighter the guitar was at the studio. Phoenix, drop all your presumptions. What was in the guitar case was not the bright red guitar. You don't mean it was a bright white guitar? Wait, no, that's not right either. Phoenix, you idiot. Oh, I admit it would be unnatural for someone to do that, so the witness was not wearing gloves, despite the fact they're on the case. Your Honor, this is obviously the defense's usual misdirection tactic at work. Steer the court towards an unrelated topic, and lull us all into his misguided. Now, Your Honor, please recall what Miss Andrews had testified that the vase fell into the guitar case, which means that the case was closed when the crime took place. However, it is wide open in this photo of the crime scene. I am sure this guitar case has some relation to the murder. Yeah, because like... How? I don't think it gives that shit out shit either. But at the same time, could it be that she's the one who stabbed him? But it wasn't actually what killed him. The killing blow was actually, you know, strangling, so to speak. You're so sure, right? I'm sure you can somehow substantiate the outrageous claim, correct? Please enlighten us as to why that guitar case has anything to do with this murder. Can you do that? Can you do that, Mr. Wright? Well, let's suppose for a second that the bright red guitar was not the only thing that could have been in that case. Oh, the bright red guitar not being the only thing. You don't mean since there was a black guitar, So this is basically the same thing as Phoenix, but instead of white, black. Nice. So, you intend to push your theory that the case was not empty. Is that it, right? I wouldn't say something I didn't intend to prove. Could be that's where she got the card from. I wouldn't say something I didn't intend to prove. Deflate that head of yours. You haven't proven anything yet. Now then, let's have it. What was inside this case at the time of the murder? Don't have the card to say it, to do. Wait, I'm barely touching the thing. So, well, I don't like this, but here we go. Something like that be inside the guitar case. Let alone this one. I don't think it is. Oh, why, Mr. Wright? Why? Well, I just thought it might have been possible. Suggestion, why don't you put that in the void where your brain's supposed to be? Yes, never bring it out again. Can't a foolish fool get some love? You still think you can prove your theory? Can you prove that the guitar case was not empty at the time of the murder? Ba-ba-ba-ba. That's the whole glass. No, this makes sense. Huh? Inside the case was Maya. What is it then? Think the knife, was it? No? Hey, just to get back to here if I keep messing up. Huh? Why would this be there? Oh. Huh? That makes no sense. What do you mean? Why would that be there? This is a photograph. Yes, but what is important was what is in that picture, Your Honor. In this picture. It doesn't take a genius to see what I mean. What I am proposing is that the guitar case was the Nickel Samurai. Huh? Huh? Inside the guitar case was the Nickel Samurai, the hero's very own costume. What? Wait, oh. What? It's right, explain yourself. Right, we're saying that the witness opened the guitar case to take out the costume. One insane point would there be to doing something. The insane point would be to wear the costume, of course. Miss Andrews put it on hide and identity so she could make her escape. After all, you couldn't let anyone see you leave. Could you, Miss Andrews? I refuse to accept your theory. Do you have anything to support a proposed idea? Just outside the door was an investigative photographer who was starving for a big scoop. And in the end, she managed to get this shot, correct? You mean this photo? Okay. Hold on. Looks like we're on quite another mess again, haven't we? Nice job, Phoenix. Well, you know my strategy. Things first. Speak first, think later. So the real murderer was hiding inside the costume. Oh, wait 1 second, Your Honor. Nickel Samurai's costume would have been Mr. Martin Guard's. Why would something of the vengeance be in the victim's room? Inside the guitar case, of all places. Oh, true, that is a little baffling. Mr. Wright, the court would like to hear your thoughts. Well, what was this Nickel Samurai costume doing inside the guitar case? It was stolen from a guard by Juan because he wanted to do this. As Matt. There we go. I think it might have been stolen from Mr. Angard. Stolen? By what would someone do such a thing? Maybe the thief wanted to interfere with the post-ceremony stage show. Oh. And so, if he didn't have his costume, then Mr. Angard would be forced to go naked. Phoenix! You should be stripped naked and run out for making a mockery of this court. Excuse me? Mr. Matangard did not take his costume off after the award ceremony. He even testified that he took a nap while still wearing the costume. Is this not correct? Ah, yeah, he did say something like that, didn't he? That's what I thought. Huh? Let's try that one more time, Charlie. Is it right? Is it right? Court would like to hear your thoughts. There's a spare. Mr. Angard did not take his costume off during the break period. In that case, the costume we are talking about was a spare one. What? Huh? What? Now you're saying that on the night of the murder, there were 2 Nickel Samurai costumes at the Gatewater Hotel. Yes, that's what I'm saying. And how do you explain the costume that was inside the guitar case? It would mean that the victim himself had brought this spare to the ceremony on purpose. Yes. But why? The victim, Mr. Corrida, was a jamming ninja. Why would he secretly bring the Nickel Samurai spare costume with him? What could be the reason behind such a peculiar act? And therein lies the sticking point. I already know. Why are you mumbling to yourself about now? You've just been rambling all the time without any sense of inner monologue. Huh? No, I just... Mr. Wright, please explain yourself. Why do you think the victim had the Nickel Samurai spare costume? Phoenix, are you sure you can explain this one? Think carefully before you answer, and then answer with gusto. I believe in you. Alright, this is what I think. The reason the victim brought the Nickel Samurai spare costume to the hotel was... On the night of the murder, after the stage show, the Nickel Samurai was going to hold a special press conference. Press conference? Yes, the Nickel Samurai was supposed to confess something at this conference. I heard about this as well. For once, you're not making something up, right? But what struck me as strange was that Mr. Angard himself said he had no idea he was supposed to be holding a press conference that night. How can that be? The way I see it, that can mean only one thing. The conference was set up by none other than the victim, Mr. Juan Corrida himself. The victim? Yes. The spare Nickel Samurai costume was prepared for that very conference. Mr. Corrida was going to hold the press conference as the Nickel Samurai. He was going to dress up as a Nickel Samurai and hold a conference. But why would the victim do such a thing? That's something I don't quite know yet, but however, I am concerned with it right now is what he intended to reveal at the conference. Someone was going to confess something. And I confess that he was going to reveal something about himself. Which means that Juan Corrida, posing as the Nickel Samurai, was going to speak about Matangard. I skipped that. Oh yes, I guess that is what it would mean. But, if that's the case, that is not a confession, that's public disclosure. Miss Andrews, I can see why you are pros at what you do. Pardon me? Yes, just as you say, the press conference was set up by Juan. I'm surprised she actually confesses now. Miss Andrews, please offer us an explanation for this. I was the one he asked to help set it up, and the person who prepared the second costume for him, that was also me. You? Juan had bet everything on the jamming ninja this year, and if he lost the Grand Prix, he was going to make sure that Matt was going down with him. That's why he thought of it anyway. He was going to ruin him, huh? It looked like somehow Juan had in his hands a secret so powerful it would destroy Matt's acting career had it been revealed. What? And do you know if this secret of Matangard is, Miss Andrews? That's something only Juan knew. I don't know what it is. Ah, I see. I've probably been coming off quite suspicious to everyone, but that's to be expected. I've been trying to protect Matt, after all. Protect Miss Matangard? And yet again another strange bit of a truth comes to light, it seems. Sanjus, if you could, please tell us the truth about your behavior. Yes, Your Honor, I understand. From the moment I saw the crime scene, I had a feeling that Matt was the murderer. Matt had to kill Juan no matter what, and he didn't have an alibi for what he was doing at the time of the murder. My thoughts were confirmed by the evidence, of course, the button and the knife. But I'm Matt's manager, so I felt that I had to protect him. Oh, this does account for everything. Well, I am the logical type. You're finally seeing her true self. She's more nervous than a scared rabbit. If the defense can find no fault with the testimony, I'm ready to make a ruling. Please keep that in mind as you cross-examine Mr. Wright. Looks like somehow everything has swung to the opposite end of the scale again. And this means I have to put my weight into this and turn the logic upside down. Notice anything fast. Why? You would say this need came from the press conference. Yes. Do you know why Juan chose that event in that hotel for the conference? Because that was when he could cause the most damage to the public's beloved Matangard. Well, you know of this plan, didn't you, Miss Andrew? Yes, because I was the one who set up the conference and prepared the costume. But I'm sure Mr. Angad himself didn't know anything about the press conference. Oh really? Can you show me any proof that he didn't know about the press conference? Anyway, the important thing here is that the information was not in your testimony. Yes, I agree. Yes, I agree. Miss Andrews, please correct your testimony if you please. Grasping at straws now, are we, Mr. Wright? Ah, damn it. Has Miss Angad done something to hurt you or betray you personally? Why do you ask? So loud. I can't show it because at the moment I was kind of... No, I'm gonna close the window. Hopefully this is enough. Wait, there's another open window, hold on.
This has to be enough. Get it, but it's not as valid as before. This time I won't hit my knee against the leg of the table. No. Ah. Still not completely used to the boss headphones. You were the one who helped Mr. Corrida with his press conference, and the event was supposed to bring down Mr. Angard, yet you still helped out. Trying right now is Mr. Angard, right? What the witness was thinking, helping the victim with his plan, is none of our concern. In any case, this means that the defendant had the motive to kill.
Do I keep doing this to myself?
Nah, that's not what I wanted to press. Well, that doesn't make sense. Yet. I mean, he was sleeping. But didn't you already specify earlier that Mr. Angard was taking a nap in his room? Are you telling me now that that too was a lie so you could cover for Mr. Angard?
I'm not telling you anything of the sort. When I went to get him for the show, he honestly was sleeping. However, as to whether he was sleeping the entire time, that I cannot say. I was too busy sitting up the stage at the time.
I could try. But I can find no flaws with what Miss Andrews has said. Can't say the same for some people here in this courtroom, however.
The judge is getting straight at me, glaring straight at me now.
He's glaring at you, smart guy. Hardly call the knife decisive evidence. Fingerprints on the knife could very well be a clever camouflage.
Then, what about the button?
But
it's clear from the crime scene that the victim and his murderer fought. And during the fight, the killer ripped the button from the jamming ninja's costume.
Are you talking about this button, correct?
The button was found in the pockets of Matsukama. Isn't that correct? I would think that makes it very decisive evidence.
But you didn't know that! Looks like we were out fox again, so... Anyway, that doesn't prove a thing. Please fix your testimony.
Can't stand the sight of a man who can't gracefully accept his defeat.
Thank goodness me, you can still look at me.
With a nice stare, yes.
But what you really did was stab the guy in the back, didn't you? And at the worst possible time. Who's to say she really stabbed the guy in the back, as you put it? This witness could have disclosed things about Mr. Angard at any time. Why then would she wait until there was a large audience before doing so? The same reason why Mr. Corrida planned such an elaborate conference. Sanders wanted to cause Mr. Angard as much damage as he possibly could. This witness bears ill will towards the defendant.
Isn't the Phoenix right?
This isn't the Phoenix Wright Wax Philosophical Power Hour. And please stop slandering the witness. As I expected, Miss Andrews' testimony seems pretty solid.
Really, because to me it sounded a little wishy-washy.
Washy?
Well, I guess we'll see if I press a little more.
Know this by now, but you'll need strong decisive evidence to make her talk. Chief, I'm going to pin you down this time.
I'm going to pin you down this time, Miss Andrews.
Did we talk about this? Would you say that was your intuition speaking to you?
Don't confuse my methods of reasoning with your own. If you want to prove that someone did something, you need three things.
Three things?
A motive, an opportunity to commit a crime, and finally, decisive evidence. And if you think these three things true, the answer becomes quite clear.
You already know that, Phoenix.
They didn't teach that to us at school, at least from I remember. May I continue now? Do you have anything? I don't like this. I'm using gossip. What? Okay, let's go for that. This is the victim's autopsy report. Clearly states that the cause of death was strangulation by a scarf. Strangulation? The knife stab to the victim was done after the victim has already died. And what does that mean? Examine the evidence. This button has the victim's blood on it, which would mean that it was ripped off the costume. When? After the knife was stabbed into the victim. Exactly, which means it's impossible that this button was turned off during the victim's final struggle. Yeah, I see it now. Because the victim was strangled to death in that fight. Ah, that's right, Miss Andrews. There is no way this button was ripped off during the struggle. This button was constantly pulled off the victim's already dead body. Order. What's the meaning of this, Mr. Wright? So why if the button was turned off the body after the victim has already died? What does that change? Let me ask you one simple question, Mr. Edgeworth. Why was the button turned off? What purpose did that serve? You now know that the button was not turned off during the fight, so the murderer took the time and effort to purposely rip this from the victim's body. That would mean that the murderer had something in mind, wouldn't it? That's right. Does that mean? I mean, you know what the murderer wanted to do with this button, what was it? To pin the crime. Wait, to pin the crime. There's only one logical reason for doing something like that. It was to pin the crime on Mr. Angad. There's no way anyone would put a bloodied button in their own pants. That's right, Mr. Angad was set up. By the real killer, of course. Or is it? And the real murderer is? Well, Mr. Wright, who in the world is the real killer then? Finally, I can't believe I managed to bring this trial all the way up to this point. Did I miss something? I guess not. Phoenix, we can't let you go down yet. Not until the very end. The real killer, the person who planned to frame Miss Sangad, is the killer, but I can't do that yet, so once again, Miss Adrian Andrews, I choose you. You are Mr. Corrida's care. Glasses again? What did she say? What? Wait, I wanted to post this. Order. That's right. It's a very grave matter. Do you have any evidence to suppose your... Wrong voice. Do you suppose your charge? Any evidence? All of the evidence points to Miss Andrews. How preposterous. You can't stick any of that on me. I can't, can I? Would you care to test me? Then what about this knife? Knife was used to stab the victim after he had already been strangled to death. It was used to throw suspicion into Miss Sangad, naturally. The knife covered in the defendant's fingerprints could only be taken from his room. And the only one who had dinner with him and knew which knife to take was you. How many knives? I will do a glasses counter. Then, what about the button that was found in Matt's Hakama? This button was removed from the victim's body after he had already died. The only people who could have done so is the person who found his body or the killer. However, if Miss Sangad was the real killer, There's no way he would have put such incriminating evidence in his own hakama. Another one. Only person who could have put this button into Miss Angard's hakama is the person who went to wake up from his nap, which is you, yet again, Miss Andrews. Oh, I see. What about the empty guitar case? There's also another piece of evidence that incriminates Miss Andrews. Costume was used to hide the real killer's identity as they fled the crime scene. Now, who could have known that it was just a costume inside the guitar case? Could have only been the person who prepared the costume for the victim. I at least believe that this picture is real. And that person is you, Miss Andrews.
No, I...
Oh, different. Different artwork. Well, Miss Andrews' fingerprints were nowhere to be found in the guitar case. It was you who proved that she was not wearing gloves at the time. That's right. That's because she did not intend on leaving any prints. If anyone had found out that she had touched the case, they would have asked her why. To avoid leaving any prints, she used a towel or something else to open it. But the glass of tomato juice even saw it. Miss Andrews purposely left her fingerprints on the glass to show her that yes, indeed, she was the classic Days discoverer of a dead body. Another one. What did she say? And to top it all off, there's this photo. Photo of the killer as he exited the scene of the crime. No reasonable person on earth can believe this nickel samurai is Mr. Angard. He would have been much too short to his own costume if it was him. Speaking of how tall people are, Miss Andrews, you're also kind of short in stature, are you not?
Please, stop.
Well, how about it, Miss Andrews?
But at this time...
Andrews.
I refuse to testify.
What's that?
There's a law. It says I can't be forced to testify about something if it can incriminate me.
Yes, you are absolutely correct, Miss Andrews. The law does provide us with a way to avoid self-incrimination, by allowing a witness not to testify that testimony can cause damage to themselves.
What? Pleading the fifth is not something most people would think to do on the spot.
There's this again.
Actually, back to yesterday in Mr. Angard's room.
Adrian Andrews.
Yes?
Think hard about what we just discussed. Understood?
Alright. That's it. So when Francisca planted this idea into her head, he must have told her Miss Andrews not to testify if things looked bad.
Did a good job proving everything up to this point, Phoenix. But there's still one thing you haven't done. Something I haven't done. Sure, I'm right. I'm finished already. Run out of evidence. So humorous, Miss Edgeworth. I'm sure you realize this as well, Your Honor. But everything the good lawyer here has proven up to this point is meaningless.
What?
Everything you have proven is circumstantial. How so? Yes, circumstantial. You have yet to provide a single piece of definite proof. Prove that Miss Andrews did in fact have a wish to murder Mr. Corrida. Well, here it is. Miss Andrews, did you want to kill Mr. Corrida? I believe this may lead to me incriminating myself, so I will abstain from answering. But Miss Andrews, if you do that, it would be the same as admitting your guilt, don't you think? Maybe so, maybe not. There's nothing to prove it either way. Besides, you don't even know what crime I would be guilty of due to my silence.
No! He's taking that defiant attitude again.
Mia, what should we do?
Somehow, we've landed in the worst possible situation.
I think we have reached a certain conclusion at this point in time. Miss Adrian Andrews has refused to testify, and the defense's theory that she is the actual murderer has not been fully substantiated with solid definitive proof. But that's not true. In this situation, there is only one thing this court can do, and that is to declare a recess.
Recess?
I request that both the prosecution and defense look further into this matter, and at tomorrow's trial.
Tomorrow? We don't have a tomorrow. We don't get a guilty verdict today, then...
Please wait, Your Honor. That's not necessary. The trial. Please continue the trial. What are you sweating for? Mike is getting one more day to live, isn't he? That's not it. This isn't about that. Edgeworth, I know you know who the real killer is. Please, let the trial continue. If I don't get the verdict, then Maya. Aha, now he knows probably. Well, it's impossible to continue as long as the witness refuses to testify. Now then, this court is... Dun dun dun! It's not impossible for this trial to continue. Mr. Edgeworth, why? It's true, Miss Andrews hold the right to herself against self-incrimination. However, if the topic of conversation was something unrelated to whether she may be guilty of, then she has no right to withhold testimony. Yes, that is very true, but... Actually, there's one little thing that I'm curious about. Miss Andrews. When you found the victim's dead body, you poured yourself a glass of juice. Yes, and... I can't help but think how unnatural that is. Usually when one finds a body, they are shaking up. Shaken, not stirring not shaking a glass of juice. Well, my actions were unusual. I've already... Before you speak, I want to say that if you have a reason behind your actions, I would like you to testify to that effect. Testify? Your Honor, I would like to request that the witness testify again as to what happened when she first discovered the victim's body. Whoever we found out in this testimony should in no way implicate the witness. Oh. I don't know what it is about Edgeworth today, but I can't get a good read off of him. Is he friend or foe? I just don't know. There's a lot of rhyming and stuff like that. The codex acknowledges the persecution of course. Miss Andrews, if you please. Found the body. A glass of juice. I didn't really pour it for myself. I was surprised when I walked into the room and saw it in that messy state. And Juan was sitting slumped over and tried looking in the corner. When I saw him sitting like that, the thought that he was dead didn't cross my mind. To be honest, I thought he had just fainted or something. So I went to pour him some juice. When I realized that he was dead, that's when I knocked the flower vase over. So you poured that glass of juice for the victim. Why didn't you say so when you heard it, doesn't he? I didn't think I needed to include something so trivial. Phoenix, please be careful here. If you can't find anything wrong with this testimony, then there's nothing left. No. Edgeworth, what the heck is going on in that brain of yours? Didn't go to the left side like I wanted. Well then, Mr. Wright, you may begin cross-examination. Weird choice to give him juice. I thought he fainted. I thought he was asleep at first, but then the room was in such a messy state, so maybe he had gotten into a fight with someone. And that's when he went to pour the glass of juice. Yes, he always has a hard time waking up, so Juan always has a glass of tomato juice to drink. I see. And after that, what happened next? I might have to... So, it was a mess. It was a mess. Are you sure this wasn't messy because of your fight, Miss Florida? Sound your frustration at not being able to prove your theory. However, before you go accusing people of crimes, go find yourself some evidence. And then, what did you see next, witness? Welcome? Slumped over. Yes, he was just sitting there with his head tilted forward, eyes closed. He really looked like he was sleeping. Did that right there sound a little odd? I mean, it's definitely not in the corner. Huh? What the heck? Then what did you cross your mind? I thought maybe he had smashed everything up in anger because he lost the Grand Prix, and then felt tired after his rampage, so he decided to take a nap. Anyways, that's what I thought. I see, so he didn't think he was dead at all. And how did he come to realize that he was, in fact, dead? I shook him over and over, but I never got a response, so I set the glass down on the dresser and tried to take his pulse. I was shocked, and staggered backward. I knocked the flower vase over. So that's what happened. Yes. This is what it all comes down to. Huh? This is absolute end for both sides, and Adrian is letting her guard down. Phoenix, now is your best chance yet to kill the prosecution case. Isn't that a bit harsh, Sandrius? Will you tell us the truth this time? You can add. Wait. But there wasn't anyone else in the room, right? Well, of course not. Then who do you pour it for? It's alright, there's a rhyme and reason for everything. Can you wait just a little longer to be briefly? No, that's right. Be quiet and listen. Seriously, I couldn't have said it better myself. No way. Something odd about it, but I don't see anything. Well, nothing explains the knife. It's this one, right? What is it? Oh. That makes no sense either. Yeah, it doesn't make sense either. Why is it? Sergeant, well, I thought he had made it. What's the other thing? Wait. Wow. Just stream, so only one thing to do. I need to... Wait, no, that's later. Wow. I think everybody would agree. Slumped over and tired looking in the corner. If I presented the picture there, that's where it would make the most sense. But no. It's on any of these. The ones after it. Why? So you honestly didn't think he was dead when you found him? No, not at all. Even though this is what you saw when you discovered the body? Ah. What is the meaning of this? Isn't it obvious, Yana? Well, isn't it obvious, Yana? There's a knife sticking straight out of Miss Sokorida's chest. Anyone who saw this scene would have immediately thought that here was a dead man. That's... well, you see... Not a single person in the world would mistake this for someone who fainted and then nonchalantly go pour something to drink. Your point is, I'm completely messing everything up. Miss Andrews, your testimony just now, it was all one giant lie. Ah, another one. Your lie has proven one thing very clearly, that you are the real killer. No. The defense has somehow brought the ugly truth to light. The defendant, Mr. Matangard, is not guilty after all. But that's impossible. You go on. So just try to have some composure. It wasn't me. It wasn't me, I tell you. It was Matt, I swear it. He's the one who killed Juan. But you were the one who refused to testify. And your reason for not doing so was you might end up incriminating yourself. That's because... Miss Andrews, I will give you one last chance. What exactly are you hiding that may incriminate you? I refuse to testify. There's no need for this court to continue any further. Mr. Matangard's innocence has been clearly demonstrated. Is it over? Have we found the truth at last? What's wrong, Phoenix? Usually the real killer confesses his or her guilt. And now that I think about it, this is the first time someone hasn't. Now then, I would like to hand down my verdict to Mr. Matangard. Fiction. Dun dun. Your Honor, investigation feels that it would be premature to pass down the verdict at this time. What? The reason is quite simple. Has yet to speak the absolute, real truth. The absolute, real truth. Why you? Witness, don't you understand yet? Huh? I don't know who planted this silly idea in your head. As long as you protect yourself through your silence, Matangard will go free, and in his place, you will become the guilty party. That's a lie. I don't believe you. What? I was told if I spoke, then it would be all over, and Matt would never be declared guilty.
What is she talking about? She lost it.
I can't speak about it. I'm too scared. It's Francisca von Karma. Huh? Don't you remember Phoenix? Sandra lives by gripping tightly into the words of another, because she doesn't have the strength to believe in herself. And right now, Miss Andrews is. Yesterday, she was tossed a lifesaver by Miss Von Karma. Don't say a word. No matter what happens, if you do, Matangard will be acquitted. Miss Andrews will unerringly believes in those words right now, and is clinging onto them.
Then what should we do? This is the first time I've ever come across something this. She's a sweet kid, right? What we have to do now is get out of guilty. That is my only priority.
It wasn't me. I'm begging you. Please believe me. I didn't kill Juan. Help. Please. Someone help me. Bob's right. Yes, Your Honor. Court can't continue on like this, therefore I'd like to hear what you intend to do.
What I intend to do? What am I supposed to do? What am I supposed to say?
I suggest you think very carefully about this. Think about what this witness did, and what she did not do. And think about who is the real mastermind behind this crime.
What's the real mastermind? It's not obvious. There's no one else could be except one crime over there, right?
Oh no. What will you do? What kind of man are you, Mr. Phoenix, right? I'm gonna say here. Because this feels like a big... I'm gonna force Miss Andrews to testify. But, at the same time, I know that if I go this, something else will happen, like a different ending or whatever, but I'm gonna go with this for now. Force Andrews to testify.
That's going to complete acquittal today. There's no way around that. But I'm bringing myself to do it like this. Not when she's making a face like that.
Miss Andrews, I would like to know where you really are hiding.
Miss Wright,
I assure you know what you're doing. Sure, Miss Angard would get acquitted, but in his place, you would be found guilty. Is this how you really want this trial to end? Be quiet. How dare you? You're trying to trick me. Oh, that's enough. I commend you for trying, Miss Edgeworth. However, it's clear that the defense here is the truth. You're wrong. Shame. Oh, things wouldn't come to this, however. Oh, why is it, Miss Edgeworth? Miss Andrews, she's absolutely refused to testify. It falls on my shoulders to disclose this to the court. Stop! Oh, Miss Edgeworth. This witness, how should I put this? Has an illness. What? And because of this illness, she has tried to commit suicide in the past. Stop. Please stop. No matter how much you want to hide it, it's no use. I have the evidence right here. That's
the second part of the suicide report. That's the suicide report.
What will you do now, witness? You know what I am about to do, don't you? I will now reveal to the court the true nature of the pitiful woman known as Adrian Andrews.
If you heard the true nature, I think other people know about this case more than anything else in the world.
Please stop. I beg you, if people find out, I'll... I'm going to say you would choose death. That is of no concern to me.
You'd be so cold.
However, before you die, I will pull the truth from your still breathing lips, no matter what I have to do. So, will you tell the court yourself, or shall I? Either is fine with me.
I'll talk, but please, help me. Nothing matters anymore. When I first saw him, I really thought he had fainted. Honest. When I realized he was dead, that was when I formulated my plan. Once I made sure there was no one in the hallway, I made a dash back to Matt's room. And then, I stabbed Juan's dead body with the knife, and ripped off the button. Just when I finished and was returning to Matt's room, I had a bit of an inconvenience, and that's why I ended up using the nickel samurai costume.
The body? Stab the body with the knife. But why would you do that?
Isn't it obvious to pin the blame on a certain person, a certain cowardly man?
What do you mean by all of this? Might take this course a little while to understand, but it's the truth.
The real killer is Matt. That scumbag of a man. I'll never forgive him. He's trying to escape his guilt again, just like last time.
Wait, voice. Last time. So, Miss Andrews stabbed the victim, Juan Corrida, in the chest with a knife. However, she didn't do it with murder in mind. She did it with the intent of framing Matt and God for the murder. And this is a crime.
What? How is this possible? I mean, wasn't Miss Andrews supposed to be the real murderer?
Mr. Wright. Mr. Wright, please get over your shock and commence the cross-examination. But tell from the state of the room he was in that there must have been a fight. Are you telling the truth when you say that you did not know he was dead?
He had a scarf tied around his neck, but that scarf is a part of the Charming Ninja's costume, so I didn't think anything about it was strange. His head was also tilted down a bit, so I couldn't see his face that well. That's when I thought I'd wake him up, and went to pour the juice.
What is this plan you had?
I knew right away the murderer was Matt. I knew because Juan. He was going to expose Matt's weakest weak point to the world. So Matt did this to stop Juan and try to silence him for good. That's when I thought I should forge some evidence and pin this crime on Matt.
So the forged pieces of evidence that were on the knife or at the bottom.
First thing that came to mind was to plant the knife.
Probably I made the bash. And that was so you could get the knife, correct?
Knife Matt used at dinner had his fingerprints all over it. I thought if I used that, then the police would certainly turn their eyes towards him. Matt was napping with his costume on at the time. I slipped in, took the knife and returned it to the scene of the crime.
So you were the one who's to stab the victim with that knife?
Gives me goosebumps to think about it now. What a horrible thing I did. But at the time, I couldn't control my own body. It moved on its own. Then, when I stabbed Juan's dead body, I suddenly realized something. I used the button somehow I could make Matt look even more suspect.
So take one of the buttons off and then plant it in Sanga's Hakama.
Yes, that's what I had planned to do, but things never go that smoothly, do they?
Convenience. An inconvenience.
There was a woman with a camera at the ready, waiting in the hallway.
Linked to that, my spikes, it was Lotta.
There was also a woman with a ray gun at the ready, pacing back and forth.
That's Miss Oldback for you.
I had already been caught and made a big scoop for a certain weekly tabloid once, so I couldn't very well go out looking like myself and get caught again.
That's why I ended up using the nickel samurai costume. You were the one who prepared that costume, weren't you?
Yes, I took it from Global Studios.
Also put it into Juan's guitar case the day before the award ceremony. You did this in preparation for the press conference, correct? Yes, Juan wanted to wear that costume and hold a press conference in it. He was going to disclose Matt's big secret there. And what was the secret? That, I don't know. Anyway, I thought that if I were to leave Juan's room in the Nickel Summers costume, then people would think that Matt was the real murderer. I was very careful not to leave any fingerprints when I opened the guitar case, which I did not want anyone to know about the costume. I think we've heard enough. So after that, you went back to Miss Rangard's room and planted the button. Into Matt's hakama? Yes. After that, I folded up the costume I was wearing and put it in the bag. Then I snuck it out of the hotel and got rid of it. Oh my word. What does all this mean? Miss Edgeworth, is it? The criminal. Is Matt on guard? Yesterday, that woman prosecutor sat me down for a talk.
Siska, huh?
He said that I should, under no circumstances, confess to what I had done. That if I just kept quiet, then Matt would have been found guilty for sure. I had no choice but to believe in her words. What this witness has done is clearly unlawful. However, as long as her testimony stands, we can be certain she is not the real killer. Wait, Your Honor. The defense still... Right. It's pointless. At this point in time, it's not possible to indict Miss Andrews on anything. Yes, exactly. There isn't a single piece of evidence that points to her as the murderer. The examination of this witness is over, and so is today's trial. You couldn't establish that the witness was the culprit. Please let him go, Mr. Wright. What? Miss Edgeworth, please place Miss Andrews on the arrest for further questioning. Understood, Your Honor. The prosecution will arrange for her detention immediately. That is all. Court is adjourned for today. Oh. Oh. That's how the seat looks.
Today's trial. It's over. Didn't win an acquittal.
Would you mind if I ask you something?
Edgeworth?
Why is it? When you leave court today, I wondered if I might look at one thing. The card in your hand. It's had my interest for quite some time now. What exactly is it? Oh, this. Mr. Wright also asked about this. Although I didn't remember at the time you asked me about it, Mr. Wright. I remember just now. I found this in the room on that day.
The room?
That day? Yes. I found this card when I discovered Juan's body. It was lying there, right next to him.
You found that card next to the victim's body?
I suppose I must have unconsciously slipped it into my pocket. But it's not as if this card has any relevance to Juan's murder, right?
I guess not, but it's still a strange card if you ask me. As far as a clue to this case, I don't see why.
Oh, goodness. That card. Give it to me, hurry. Edgeworth? You have any idea why you have stupidly inadvertently done? I couldn't say that. This. I can't believe you hid this from me all this time. She was twirling it all the time. I didn't mean to. What is this all about?
I've never seen Edgeworth so emotional before.
Could have kept the shocked face.
That card, why in the world is it? What does it mean?
We continue now? Well then. That's, I guess, my cue to end it here. Wait, not here. Here. A 3-1 investigation. That being said, well, in case I press it on accident, that's it for me. So... thanks for watching. See you next time. For me. For now. See ya. Next stream will be Dark Souls, as always. So look forward to that. And also can't wait for next Saturday. I'm really hooked onto the story now.